Hello everyone, let's start today's workshop on Letter to Editor. This is me, Dr. Mehmet Arif. These are the objectives of today's workshop. First, we will be discussing what is Letter to Editor, what is the purpose of LTE, different types of LTE, steps of writing the Letter to Editor and how to publish it. Also, we will be discussing about the frequently encountered problems and issues in Letter to Editor. And at the last, we will be discussing the use of AI in structure formation and writing of Letter to Editor. Have you ever read a news story and felt a strong urge to respond? A letter to the editor gives you that opportunity. This workshop will show you how to craft a powerful letter to editor that gets noticed and published. So let's begin with the introduction. A letter to editor is a concise written communication submitted to the editor of a newspaper, magazine, or an academic journal. It expresses opinion, responds to published articles, or adds to discussion. It is basically a short form of scholarly communication which comprises of around 600 to 800 words. In the medical field, the letter to editor can serve as a vital tool for healthcare professionals, researchers, and patients to influence public opinion, correct misinformation, and contribute to scientific disclosure. So, what is the purpose of writing a letter to editor? Letter to editor can encourage debate. It can introduce a new perspective on a healthcare policy, a clinical guideline, or a controversial treatment. By presenting a well-reasoned argument, it can encourage a professional and public discussion about the pros and cons of a particular approach. This fosters critical thinking within both the medical community and the general public. For example, a letter from a healthcare professional might question the rationale behind a new public health campaign, arguing that it overlooks a key demographic. This could prompt other experts to share their data and perspective, leading to more comprehensive policy. Second, it engages reader or academic community. Letter to editors are a common way for researchers to comment on a published article. They can offer interpretation of the data, point out a potential flaw in a study's methodology, or provide supporting evidence from their own research or other published articles. This continuous feedback loop is crucial for the self-correction and advancement of the science. For example, a researcher may write a letter to editor highlighting a potential bias in a clinical trial's patient selection or a detail that was not fully discussed in the original paper. Third, it can influence the policy. Healthcare professionals and public health advocates can use letter to editor to directly appeal to legislators and health organizations by highlighting the real-world impact of a policy on patients and communities. They can put pressure on decision makers to enact changes. For example, a group of nurses might write a letter urging lawmakers to pass legislation that mandates safer patient-to-staff ratio in hospitals, citing data on patient outcomes and staff burnout. Fourth, correct misinformation. This is one of the most critical roles of a letter to editor in medical field. In an era of rampant health-related misinformation, a letter from a credible source can be instrumental in providing accurate information and debunking myths. For example, in a viral social media post promoting an unproven cure for a disease, a public health official or a healthcare professional might write a letter to the editor of a local newspaper to explain why the treatment is dangerous and ineffective. This will also be beneficial for the general public and this will help in avoiding misconceptions regarding medical treatments. Most of the influencers or the bloggers spread different home remedies for the cures, which is not beneficial for the particular condition, or sometimes it has negative consequences. So letter to editor can help in avoiding that misinformation or misconception. Lastly, letter to editor can be a source to share viewpoints or evidence. For example, it provides a platform for healthcare professionals to share unique insights from their clinical experience, or for patients to share their personal stories. A personal narrative can make a complex medical issue relatable and highlight the human aspect of a disease or a policy. So these are the purpose of writing a letter to editor. Now we will be discussing the types of letter to editor, which is broadly classified into common type and uncommon type. Let's discuss the common type. First, comment in the form of response to a previously published article, positive or negative comments. This is the most frequent or common type to directly respond to a research paper, review, or editorial. It can have a positive feedback, that is highlighting a significant finding, or negative feedback, example pointing out a flaw in the methodology or contradiction in results. Commenting on the already published article is the most commonest type. Also, the second type is a brief feedback on clinical data or research data. These letters often provide additional data or a different interpretation of the findings from a published study. They can be used to support or challenge the original conclusion with new information. Third, feedback on case report. A case report describes a single patient's unique experience, and a letter to editor can provide further context, suggesting alternative diagnosis, or share a similar case from the author's own clinical practice. For example, uh, there are two doctors. Dr. A is treating a patient with condition XYZ. He is giving treatment A, for example, and he has shared his case report. Dr. B has some contradiction, or he has experienced that XYZ condition, but he is giving another treatment. He can write a letter to editor to comment on that case report, that we can use treatment A and we can use the alternative treatment as well for the same condition. Now let's discuss the uncommon type. This type is uncommon, not frequently used, but it is also important. They're not always a direct response to a specific article, rather than they are the comment on medical issues, or you can say the recent advancement in healthcare or journals policy. These letters addresses broader topics. For example, a physician might write a letter to comment on a recent outbreak of a disease, a new public health guideline, or a controversial topic in medical ethics. Second, comment on a journal's quality or format. These are not common, but one of the most important letters. These letters provide feedback on the publication itself, such as its layout, readability, or the types of article it chooses to publish. They are typically submitted to improve the journal's overall quality. Third, statement of patients, access to study material, or collaborative study. This is a more specialized type of letter. For instance, a researcher might submit a letter to editor to request access to the raw data from a published study for verification or meta-analysis, or it can be used for a retrospective study. A letter might also propose a collaborative study with the original authors. This type of letter ensures transparency and promotes further scientific inquiry. Now, how to select topic? This is one of the most important the step. To find a topic for a letter to the editor in a medical journal, consider the following steps. First, identify the relevant articles. You can look for recent publications in the journal that interest you or spark debate. Choose articles with significant implications or methodologies that can be discussed or debated. Look for recent advancement in healthcare field. You can use any database, for example, PubMed or Google Scholar will be doing the hands-on at the end. Search recent advancement in healthcare field or look for recent publications. Second, determine the type of letter. Decide what type of letter you want to write, either the common type or the uncommon type. As you know, for the common type, you are required to submit a reference article. But for the uncommon type, there is no need for a reference article. Now, steps of writing a letter to editor. These are the steps. First, select a title. Write down a title, then the salutation. And if you are using if you are choosing to write a common type of letter, then a reference article. Critical discussion is very important. Letter to editor is solely dependent on critical analysis or critical discussion. No weak discussion, no general discussion is incorporated in letter to editor. And lastly, the conclusion. Conclude all your findings, all your perspectives, opinions into a single paragraph. And references. Each and every discussion should be supported by the references or evidences and also the author's detail. The title is a good title can be thought of as a headline of your argument. It should be informative and compelling, giving a clear indication of what the letter is about. In salutation, start your salutation with a proper addressing the editor of the publication. It can be like a standard format to the editor or publication name or simply dear editor. Now, visual flow of letter to the editor. First, we write down an title, then salutation, then introduction, body. I'll show you. So here is the article. It is an uncommon type. It highlights recent advancement. It is not the comment on a previous published article. First, we had selected a topic, a title. That is preventive work-related disorders in physical therapists. The promise of hybrid robotic devices. This is the salutation, dear editor. Okay. So in the uncommon type, start with describing the issue. Why? What is the issue? What is the cause for writing the letter to editor? Okay. In this case, we have highlighted the increased prevalence of burnout and work-related MSK among physiotherapists, for which we have suggested the use of robotic devices in their practice. Now, important considerations while writing a letter to editor. It should deliver an understandable message. You should be clear and concise what you are writing. The wording should be easy and simple, not complex sentence should be used. It should comply with the journal's format, which is given in the author's guideline. It should contain adequate and important information about the article. Generally, it should be written to deliver objective and constructive comments on published articles. It is not necessary that it should be a comment on the published article. As I've shown you the example, they should be brief and conclusive. So different journals have different requirements. Okay, let's scrutinize it. Okay, so first we have highlighted the issue, that what is the issue? First we have highlighted that physiotherapists have increased prevalence of burnout and work-related MSK disorders. So this is our main body. This is the introduction. Now this is the body. Then we have discussed the issue. We have discussed the solution. That hybrid robotic devices can assist and support patients in achieving a healthy gait, offering a promising solution for rehab, while also helping to prevent work-related MSK disorders and burnout among physiotherapists. This claim is supported by the evidence. As you can see here, the reference. Studies suggest that patients undergoing robotic-assisted ambulatory rehabilitation prove notable improvement in walking compared to those receiving only manual physiotherapy sessions with trained therapists. At the last, the conclusion part. Okay, what will be the advantages? What are the barriers? Now, how to write effectively? What are the do's and what are the don'ts? First, be concise. Most of the journals have requirement of around 500 to 800 words. Focus on one main idea. For example, in the example I have shown you, our main focus is to prevent the work-related MSK disorders among physiotherapists through robotic hybrid devices. So this is one main idea. We are not focusing on tons of ideas. Second, use evidence and references. Each and every claim, every data is backed up by the authentic sources, authentic references. Three, professional and respectful. Don't use informal language. Letter to editor should be written in the formal language. Don'ts. Avoid personal attacks, jargons, or repetition. Letter to editor should be concise. Don't repeat things over and over again. If you have mentioned one thing at the starting, don't repeat it in the middle section or at the end. Example for opening of a letter to editor, for a comment type, if you are commenting on a previously published article, you can start it like this. We read with, after the salutation, this is the introductory part. We read with great interest the article by Khan et al. You can also mention the title here. We read with great interest the article. The title by Khan et al. Published in the Journal of Clinical Medicine. While the study offers valuable insight, we would like to highlight additional considerations regarding patient lifestyle intervention. Okay. Now, what are the problems that have been encountered in letter to editor? First, irrelevant comments on the published article, iteration of the points indicated in the original article, general comments. Comments should be critical analysis, not general comments are not entertaining. Ambiguous message or conclusion delivered by the letter. superfluous remarks or details, unnecessarily long letters, lack any new or helpful information, too many figures or tables. Majority two figures or tables can be included. Too many references. Up to 10 references are allowed for letter to editor. And still different journals have different requirements. For example, Journal of Clinical and Ultrasound have maximum of 5 references. Use of aggressive or scornful language, biased comments on personality or competency of other authors. Letter to editor is not about the comment on other authors. It is about to highlight the issues related to medical field or journal's quality. Now let's discuss the steps to publish. First, select the target journal, obviously, and once you have written your letter to editor, select a targeted journal. Then follow the author guidelines for the formatting of your paper. Submit your journal system, create an account, and then follow the step-by-step instruction. Some of the journals would accept the letter to editor after the editor decision. Some journals require peer review for the letter to editor as well. Checklist before submission. Check word count within limits. Clear salutation. The letter to editor should be in the professional tone. References should be mentioned. Mostly Vancouver style is used. Proofread for grammar, accuracy and clarity. This is the example that I've already shown you guys. Second, I'll show you. For example, okay, so this is a study conducted in 2025 on AI-driven 4D ultrasound. It is basically a narrative review. I have highlighted some of the. Okay, so after the critical analysis of this study, we have highlighted some flaws, or we could see some improvements can be done on this paper. First, a comprehensive search was conducted across multiple electronic databases, including PubMed, Scopus, and Web of Science. They have used, although they are using AI, but they've used limited databases. This is our first target. Second, the findings were synthesized using a narrative synthesis approach, allowing for the integration of diverse type of evidence. So this is our response to the article. First issue we have mentioned, expanding the literature search beyond PubMed, Scopus, and Web of Science to include technology-focused databases such as IDE Explorer. Second, we have also suggested them to incorporate a more structured thematic synthesis for better understanding. Now let's discuss the use of AI in writing. AI is a powerful tool to assist academic writing. Keep in mind, it is used to assist. In letter to editor, AI helps with summarization of the article, structuring the content, language refinement. It cannot change the human role. Human responsibility remains essential. Okay, so let's discuss step by step. Step 1 of AI, literature review and idea generation. AI can summarize the published article. It can help brainstorm, predict points, suggests possible perspectives. It always cross-check with the original text. Don't rely completely on the AI. Step 2, drafting the LTE structure. AI creates a framework, title, introduction, body, conclusion. Prompts can generate polite openings. For example, you can give a prompt like draft an introduction for LTE on hypertension, or you can give a prompt like draft or write a title for LTE on hypertension. Step 3, polishing language. AI can rephrase for academic tone, improve clarity and conciseness, correct grammar and flow. Step 4, references support. AI can suggest citation formatting in Vancouver style. Validate all references manually on PubMed, Google Scholar, or any other database. Do not rely on AI generated references without checking. Step 5, ethical use of AI. AI is an assistant, not an author. ICMJE and COPE. According to ICMJE and COPE, AI cannot be listed as an author. Disclose AI use in journal requires transparency. Step this example of the workflow. First, read the target article. Ask AI to summarize the main points. Brainstorm, predict insights with AI. Draft outline with AI. Edit manually for accuracy and tone. Insert verified references. Proofread before submission. AI helps in instructor formation, clarity, and conciseness. Human role cannot be replaced with AI because critical thinking, clinical judgment, and reference validation cannot be done with AI. Keep that in mind. Human role remains essential. Conclusion: AI can significantly support letter to editor writing, but use it responsibly with ethical awareness. Combine AI efficiency with human expertise. Final responsibility always lies with the author. AI content cannot be published. Keep that in mind. And AI content cannot be published. Manual checking or manual writing is essential. Thank you. Now let's check out how to search on PubMed. For example, recent advancement in healthcare. There are so many articles. Just by the simple term recent advancement in healthcare, we have got so many articles. We can select the year from here. For example, let's see, HIV cure, how far we have come. It's a review article of 2025. So, unavailable. Like there are so many articles. For example, if you have particular topic in your mind, robotics in healthcare, for example, robotics in surgery. These all are the latest articles. You can go and read it thoroughly, ask AI to summarize the findings, or to check out the key, your main idea of the research of the study, and critically analyze its methodology or the results. That's all for today. Thank you.